Hey there, it's Sour. I'll state the obvious and say it's been a while. Well, I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk about what I've been doing, why I've not been making as many videos as I and perhaps you would have liked, and plans for the future. And while doing those things, trying to avoid as many boring update video or return video cliches. Well, I'll start with what I've been doing for the past 5 months. The last video I made on this channel was about halfway through the summer, right before I went away for a couple week-long camping trip with my family. When I got back, I planned on continuing right from where I left off with the video projects I was currently working on, that were actually already about 90% completed. However, when I did return, I had lost the inspiration driving those projects, and felt like a lot of the work I already did on them wasn't good enough anymore, and that I would have to redo tons of things. And so, I foolishly left those and started new projects that I was interested in, and then a series of events stopped any of those from ever seeing the light of day. I was full-on sick a couple times in a row nearing the end of the summer, and since making videos is purely hobby for me and not profession, I didn't feel a need to keep trucking through the loss of motivation to work that often comes with being sick, and after that I transitioned computers to one that could handle every max graphics game and project file render I could throw at it, so there was some adjustment there before I could get back into production, and right after that, something awesome happened. Woody's gamertag launched woodycraft.net. I've been a fan of Woody as a respectable person and YouTube figure for a long time, and I've been playing Minecraft for a very long time, all the way back to late alpha and early beta days. So there wasn't much thought to that decision. I jumped on that server and it was a lot of fun. Woody got together with Andrew and Mark and they started live streaming every day. It was good fun to join in their streams on the faction servers, and I suppose I was as much of an attention-grabbing player as the next guy. However, unlike some people, I drew the line of attention-seeking at being an asshole. So when I found them in game, I'd always try my best to help out, and that was fun. And if they wanted their space, I'd back off, because I really didn't want to be one of the annoying guys that will do anything for attention. But I really got enjoyment out of trying to aid in their fights and so on. Anyway, back on topic, I once again lost interest in my current video projects, dropped those, because what I really wanted to do was make Minecraft videos on Woodycraft. So I did some of those, posted the ones directly related to Woodycraft on the Woodycraft subreddit, and that's where some of them caught Woody's eye. He was very complimentary, and later on, when they were talking in stream about wanting more faction members, I made a humorous business application to be in their faction on the subreddit. And I guess you could say I got the job. I really expected and wanted to simply help them out in their factions encounters, and it was an honor to simply be considered same team. However, I was invited into the call and stream on the very first night, which was somewhat surprising to me. Of course, I was very, very quiet. I only spoke when I had something pressing or some information to communicate. I've now slowly started to warm up to the idea of talking a bit more, but I still feel like I'm a terrible live streamer personality. I mean, I'm good at some things, but live entertainment is just not who I am. I feel I'm focusing on this way too much, so I'll move on. Kick-Ass Crew live streams began to take up my time as well. Not that I was complaining. To loosely quote something Lefty said in PKA once, as someone who gets to talk to Woody every day, it's pretty damn awesome. So I did have less free time, but who needs free time? I've never really expressed my gratitude for being in our little group, but not a day goes by when I'm not thankful. It's still difficult to fathom how everything happened exactly how it did. So very soon after that, it was, once more, time for every adolescent's favorite thing, going to school. So my life became very busy very quickly. I woke up early and headed off to school, got home just an hour before we aimed to stream Minecraft because I'm on the West Coast. We aim to start around 5 PM here. Just enough time to organize school materials, complete various family responsibilities, and have something to eat before being engulfed in the live streaming world, with just enough time to complete any necessary academic work after our stream and chat before trying to get a decent sleep. As you can imagine, hard to fit in much dedicated video work. I generally consider myself to be a fairly efficient and productive person, and I can tell you I wasn't being lazy. Not many hours went by where I was simply playing a game for the sake of playing it, or watching a video without multitasking and working on something else. But I'd obviously be lying if I said there weren't some extra hours on some days and weekends that I could have jumped on a video project. Perhaps that's where some procrastination did come in. Having tons of open projects and responsibilities causes a lot of stress. I had multiple family-related video projects that I had to complete in addition to my own YouTube channels, of which I was trying to run 2 simultaneously. Not anymore, I'm focusing on 1, but that's something I talked about in the video I made for my second channel recently, announcing my decision to leave that channel and focus on this one. So, I had tons of projects that I was trying to force myself to complete. Some of them were half done, some of them were nearly complete and would literally take hours of work to post and be done with, but that I felt weren't either up to my standards anymore, or were too old and out of place and no longer made sense to post. They were often filled with outdated references, information, and games. I also felt that I wouldn't have time to properly explain my absence like I am in this video, and thought that putting up random out-of-date videos even after 3 months of inactivity instead of 5 without much explanation would be worse than a period of nothing for the time being. So, I didn't work on them. Great decision making, I know. I didn't definitively decide, I'm never going to post this and I'll delete it. Instead, I just moved on and focused on one video. One video that I was really excited about working on, but that I knew would be quite an ambitious task. This video that I speak of was, or now is, a Pokemon and Minecraft battle parody where the Kick-Ass crew faces off against some of the people we sometimes call Team Douche. This video is the one that I've mainly been working on for the last 4 months. I got a little burnt out on it, but pushed through it, and over the winter holidays could finally grind out nearly 8 hours a day on it for a full week, and it is now extremely near completion, and I suspect I'll be able to put the finishing touches on, and it will most likely go up the day after this video. That is Sunday the 12th. I don't want to overhype it because, as a video, it really isn't that impressive, especially if you don't get all of the inside jokes from our live streams or the inside jokes of Pokemon knowledge. It may be a slow-paced and monotonous video for you, but whether people like it or hate it, it's a huge load off my mind to have it done and public. Not like so many of my other projects that stop right before going anywhere. So that's the story. That's what's been up. Now, as for going forward, it will, honestly, be a lot of the same. Video making is still a hobby for me, as I've said, not a profession, and my life is extremely busy with other commitments. I'm going to try to avoid overcommitting myself in the future so that things actually get done and not half done, but it would be unreasonable for me to hold myself to any kind of upload schedule. I just can't manage that at the moment. I'm certainly not going anywhere, I'm not leaving anything, I love doing this, but it unfortunately does have to take the back seat sometimes, as I can't afford to prioritize it. So, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not dead, I'll work on videos whenever I possibly have time, and I feel better leaving on this note, where everyone who watches this video through knows what's up with me, and if you see anyone asking me this in comments, you can explain my situation to them or send them here. So, I don't want to make this some kind of big deal, I've returned video, because it's kind of sad when people make a big deal out of being back and then go another few months without any videos after that. So, I want to make my situation very clear, and I hope you enjoy the video tomorrow. Again, don't want to overhype it. It may not be some people's taste, but I'm glad it's done, and it's going to be out there. So, I'll do my best to produce content, although I may not be super active on this channel. I won't be disappearing from the internet by any means. I'll still be on various social media outlets, Twitter, etc. And I, of course, plan to continue streaming with the Kick-Ass crew over on kickasscrew.tv as long as I'm welcome there. I'd be glad to answer any questions, just leave a comment, send me a message, whatever, and I hope to see some of you in our streams.